it's a part of it. This is a grind month now. It really is. This is a very hard month on these kids. A lot of guys coming off a season, you rest a little bit, then you got to get yourself back in shape. The lifting, something going on 5 days a week, running, lifting, some days running and lifting. It's a grind on their body. I think this is one of the toughest months we go through, including camp, 2-a-days, all that kind of stuff. And but it's a necessary evil to understand how to give effort, how to be one, how to depend on each other, and you got to take yourself to those limits where you get pushed to find out what you're capable of. And so far, in the beginning, we had to work up to it, but a lot of our guys pleased the way we're working and where we're at. We got some guys that are still injured, and nothing they can do. They're working hard on the side, and what that goes. But I've been pleased at the end of this thing of where we've gotten to. I wasn't always pleased all the way up. I know it wouldn't be, but there's we had a lot of freshmen on this team that, even though they played during the season, it's the first time they went through this. So this is a whole different set of things that they got to go through, and it's part of developing that mental and physical toughness and learning how to give effort, have discipline and pride. This has nothing to do with ability. The intangibles you get out of this are not the things that God blessed you with. These are the things you got to learn, as I say, the grind of football that allows you to have a chance to be successful. So it's a very necessary month, for sure.
And so evaluations you're making now carry over to the spring in terms of deciding who's earning.
And you can, who you're going to count on, who will quit on you, who is not mentally ready there to do things, and who sometimes is mentally there ready with effort, but then they can't combine the discipline with the effort, you know what I mean? And it's all maturing process for these kids. A lot of them haven't been through anything like this.
How have some of the freshmen, guys like Josh, Ricky, like that?
The guy's good. I've been very pleased with the 7 guys that come in. Now, of course, Janarius is on the side running because he had to have the shoulder surgery, which we're glad we found, but he's running well on the side. And those guys have fit right in. They don't stick out. And they've kind of excelled. They've done a really good job in that regard.
With Janarius' shoulder, about what happened, about how long is he?
He had something. It was from high school. Okay. He had a labrum deal, and we saw it and it needed fixed. So he'll be out spring, but he'll be ready toward the end of this semester. So he'll be full go in the summer and in the fall. It was just something we saw when we got him here, and he had complained about. I said he heard it 2 years ago in high school, and he'd been playing with it the whole time.
Coach, a lot of competition heading into the spring. Is this where it starts? Do you see it now?
Without a doubt. They know. And all 2 things: competition for position and competition to be great, to be a championship team. Well, they know if they perform, we're going to find ways to play them all. And what I liked about the way they're pushing each other to get the best out of each other. Really, the last week and a half, 2 weeks, you've really started to see that. Because those guys, they're in good enough condition now to really start. Because I'm going to say this: you can talk about talent and everything. Until you're in condition, you can never play football the way it's supposed to be played. And then once they got in there, boy, you're starting to see that athleticism and ability.
Talk about the players pushing each other. DeMarcus and Dalvin seem to be leading the way with that.
Oh, he does. DeMarcus, Dalvin, Derwin, some of those guys. There's some excellent leaders in that group that are doing a really, really nice job in that regard. Travis Rudolph, I've been really, not vocally, but just his effort, been really good.
You see those players kind of seeing the occasion, seeing that this is the time to...
Oh, they do. They know how to push the buttons, and they know the history of some of the guys. And they've even spent on the phone with some of the great leaders we've had in the past. They've contacted them and, hey, how did you get guys to do this? How did you respond? What was the expectation? And passing that legacy down.
Malik seems like he's in pretty good shape.
Malik. Yeah, he is. He's done a real nice job. I'd say all those freshman guys come in are fitting in athletically and conditioning wise.
With Sean being out, are you seeing DeAndre kind of taking over a little bit more of a leadership?
Well, yeah, DeAndre's not always a vocal guy but his effort's been good. JJ's been good. All those guys have stepped up, and they throw and catch every day, they say, and I guess they're getting ready to do that now. They do all kinds of things. So in that regard, they've all been really good.
And Coach, from the leadership aspect, some of you guys struggle to find a consistent leader last year. Is this where it starts? Have you seen guys step
there's
up
a lot more guys being comfortable in their own shoes. You know what I'm saying? And then when you come from your own shoes, then it allows you to come out of your shoes, as I say, or your comfort zone, and start pushing other people. Because some guys, even though guys are great players, some guys don't want that responsibility. And that doesn't make them bad players. Some guys, leaders aren't, they're born, and you say you develop them, you can only develop them to a point. Certain guys have I'm not a guy who believes you can develop all kinds of leaders. Certain guys have certain personalities, and they take things over. And I think we have more of those guys now.
How's Matthew Thomas?
Doing really well. He's had a great camp. He actually had a little pull in his tight when he got wrapped up. He went back and finished, and he runs so smooth and athletic. And he weights up. He's staying about 227, 230 pounds, consistently. They're been pleased with him right now.
He's healthy. What can he do?
Well, he gives you a lot of depth. He gives you a lot. He can cover. He's such a space player, but he's such a big guy. He can come down here. He can trigger. He can blitz. He can rush. Cover. He can do a lot of things.
these are called fourth-quarter drills for a reason. Just how important are these drills late in the game?
You got to learn to finish. This whole thing, the thing we want these guys to do, how to start discipline, but then you're finished. How do you run through the line? How do you finish every drill? How do you, when you get tired at the end? That's what it's about. And it's about winning that fourth quarter.
Just telling some of those players, like, hey, we didn't finish 3 games last year, and making that point.
You do. I mean, and it's not always finishing with effort, but it's finishing with execution or poise or whatever it may be. And you put so much into things, it makes it a lot harder to give them up when those key moments come. And also, you feel more prepared for them. Yeah, I did. Wow, it was impressive. Which I thought that would happen, and I'm very happy for him because, like I said, he's one of the best competitors I've ever been around. I mean, you're talking about a guy who competes and practices every day and takes care of his body, and that did not surprise me one bit.
What do you tell GMs and scouts when they ask you about
That you're going to get a championship effort every day. You got a guy who's very intelligent, who can process the game, who is very physical and tough, mentally and physically, and you got a great athlete, but you got a guy who wants to win not only every game, he wants to win every play. It bothers him if somebody catches a 3-yard out of it, you know what I'm saying? He'll make your team better just from his effort, and just, even if he doesn't open his mouth. I mean, but he will, he'll talk, and I mean, you know, just the way he approaches the game. I mean, he's just a championship guy.
You guys running some different position groups, any changes?
Not, I mean, some, but we do it also to balance the groups up a little bit too. You know what I mean? To make sure there's not equal numbers. We'll get to some of those when we get to spring.
Travis Rudolph is another guy who doesn't talk a lot. Doesn't seem like, but he seems like he's leading this group.
Really good. Izzo's another guy who's been phenomenal with the drills. Maven's done a really good job. In fact, learning to grind. Izzo's been from the day one. But Travis, man, he has been from the day one. I mean, just been a joy to watch compete every day. And I think, you know, just that maturity level, getting it. Okay, I understand what you're pushing me to every day, and then it's just, I mean, it's almost not easy for him, but he's hit that groove, and he knows how to do it and how to take himself there mentally. You know what I'm saying? So he can, that ability comes out, and he did not have one bad day in the offseason.
Last year we kept waiting for young receivers to kind of separate. Are any of those guys emerging here?
They are some. Tate's been good. Campbell's been good. Now, Nooney's really showed some stuff. He had some swollen tonsils. It was when he jumped right back up in there today. I mean, those guys in there, been pleased with those guys. I'm trying to think who one of these guys is hurt right now. I can't think which one it is. No, George is flying through there. It's Phillips. He got that groin in thing, but he actually had some good days. But all those guys they're finally healthy. They were hurt the whole off and on 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks here and there the whole season. You know, so hopefully don't provide that depth of ability. I think he gets the boot off and allowed to start walking next week for the first time.
Say about him that he's out here just throwing some passes.
Oh, them guys go out there every day. Sean's an ultimate team guy, man. He's gonna do everything under the sun. There's no work that's too much for him.
You got the continuity with the coaching staff in place. How much does that help? And did you have other guys besides Charles that had to consider the options?
Oh, I mean, guys always get calls on things, but I mean, they had a few guys here and there, but not guys that they like it here. They like the chemistry. I think they like the atmosphere in which we have, the family atmosphere, the cohesiveness, and we're a very tight-knit group. It seems like on staff, we work very good together and have a lot of confidence together. They know what we can accomplish, so they all want to stay.
One more. How'd that conversation go with other coaches? What y'all did? Present it to you?
Well, yeah, just hey, coach, so-and-so's call, coach. Am I interested? Are you interested? Are you not interested? I don't ever keep a guy. If you're interested, you're interested. If not, I want to do something to keep it. But is it promotion? It's the you know. But most of those guys are mature. A lot of them don't even come to you the same anymore unless they really, really want to do it.
You know, what kind of feedback have you gotten from the players about those player drills?
Yeah, I mean, I just give
player
about
passings. When the players meet the pass, have you heard anything?
Yeah,
about guys
I haven't really pressed them a lot because I've kind of left them alone a little bit because sometimes you can with them so much, but they said that consistently about guys showing up. There hasn't been. No, usually say, well, coach, this guy ain't doing this. This guy. I don't get that. I haven't gotten that. The guys are showing up on their own and doing the things they got to do. So that's the thing I've been most interested in. All right, how about I give you some things for spring, guys? I mean, Nate wasn't in today. He'll be fine. Marcus will be fine. Christmas he'll be in there. Featherston will be in there. Pig will be back. He had a slight thing. Lane will be in spring. Shank should be. Vickers should be. Bobo will be at the end. But he had that surgery late. Guys will be out for the spring. It'll be Bello because of that knee. He had the ACL at the beginning of the year, which is just prototypical. We knew it, but he's progressing extremely well. Keith Bryant, unfortunately, broke his foot in drills. That same break that Bobo and Herman had. And I'm going to tell you what, Keith was doing outstanding. We played him at the end a little bit, down to about 282 pounds. He was really having, I felt bad for him, but he'll be out. Hopefully, he'll be out with the shoulder. Kelly's out with the knee from at the end of the year, the same operation he had at the end of the year, just a little linger through. We knew that. Kerr with the shoulder, had his shoulder redone, he'll be out. Lyons will be in drills, but he won't be in team out. We'll be able to get him in individual drills. He'll be ready after spring. McGuire will be out. Phillips will probably be out because he got a core muscle issue, and of course Robinson with the shoulder. You know, from what we found, and Maverick will be out this spring. You know, he's got a issue. I mean, a cardiac issue that we're having to evaluate. May be tough. You know, what I mean, just it's nothing he can control. Anybody can control something we found. So, safety issue. But that's what happened the other last year. All right. Thank you.